He had a dream job traveling the world, but a gust of wind took everything away in an instant.
Now this renowned photographer from Utah may never walk again. Daniel Woodruff first told us about Jim Harris. He traveled to Denver to see Jim in person. How's he doing, Daniel?
Well, you know, Mark and Shauna, every day is certainly a challenge for Jim Harris as he's trying to put his life back together. You know, he originally moved here to Utah in Park City because he loved the outdoors. He loved skiing, climbing, biking, and his entire life, you could say, was kind of one big adventure. Well, you could still say that it is an adventure. He's just currently right now having to navigate the toughest trail that he's ever had to.
Let's step left.
For a guy who once had no qualms about skiing down nearly vertical chutes,
Tall on your right.
it now takes everything he has for Jim Harris to just put one foot
Tall on the left. Tall, tall, tall.
in front of the other.
Better.
For Jim, this is the new normal.
Tall, tall. A little taller on the right before you step.
A complete 180 from the life he so recently enjoyed.
Whole injury is kind of scary if you stop and think about it too hard.
In November, Jim was in South America, preparing to traverse the rugged, remote Patagonia in Chile. As a photographer based in Park City, Jim's work appeared in high-profile publications like Powder magazine. He was going to chronicle this journey through pictures and words. But as Jim was testing a large kite that would help him make the trip, a gust of wind suddenly picked him up.
The last thing I can remember thinking is that I didn't want to roll an ankle.
And dramatically changed his plans.
The next thing I remember after that is being loaded into an ambulance an hour or two later and realizing that I couldn't feel or move my legs.
Jim broke multiple vertebrae and was instantly paralyzed.
They left me on like a hard plastic hospital backboard for about 8 hours that night and then finally got moved to a hospital bed.
For an entire week, Jim lay in that foreign hospital until he could be medically evacuated to Ohio, where his parents live.
My mind was just reeling.
After an operation and after buying an insurance policy, Jim was able to transfer to Craig Hospital in Denver. Renowned as one of the best facilities in the country to treat spinal cord injuries.
Not only the physical, but it's also the mental and emotional part of it.
As a patient at the hospital, Jim's days are packed.
There's not a ton of downtime.
On a typical morning, Jim begins his workout in the weight room, followed by the gym. After lunch, it's time to hit the pool. Then back to the gym. And on a rare 70-degree day in the middle of winter, an excursion outside. We're a couple of blocks now away from the hospital, and this group, including Jim, is practicing some techniques in the wheelchair to try to prepare them for as independent of a life as they can possibly have after they leave Craig Hospital.
You got to think of it almost as a job. From 8 to 5, there's going to be activities and things going on.
A lot of it's pretty energizing. They haven't really worked me into the ground yet. They might still.
Jim says his progress is encouraging.
I've continued to get more muscle control and sensation back in my legs.
I haven't seen him crack. This is not a place of self-pity, and Jim fits right into that.
But despite his progress, a tremendous amount of uncertainty remains, especially
I hope he'll walk again.
about that. Do you believe you'll walk again?
I think I'll definitely walk again.
Do you believe you'll ski again?
I sure want to ski again. Yeah, I'll ski again.
That's your goal.
That's my goal. That is my goal, yeah.
Of course, walking and skiing may not happen. Jim knows that. So do his parents.
But if he doesn't, you know, he'll have a great life. He'll make a great life for himself.
But for now, they're all determined not to let that thought hang over them.
I feel like I've got at least a year before I even know. If I can't, then maybe there'll be time to be miserable then, but I don't feel like there is now.
So Jim gets to stay at Craig Hospital as a patient there until the end of this month. After that, the future isn't quite as clear. He says he may stay in the Denver area, continuing to go to Craig to continue his rehabilitation. Now, on another note, Jim wanted to thank everybody who had contributed to his cause. When he was originally hurt, we reported here on 2 News that he didn't have any health insurance for any of the medical bills that awaited him here at home. People across the world, when they heard about that, they got online, they donated money, in fact, raising more than $100,000 for Jim's costs. He was appreciative of that, to say the least. He told me in our interview that he's baffled that enough people cared about him, cared about his story, to step up and donate to that. And he says it made quite a difference in this long journey that he's on right now. Mark and Shauna.
All right, Daniel, thank you so much.